G'day guys, back with another round of Facebook Scrabble game turns. Hope you enjoy the video and questions in the comments. 5 games today. Somehow just everyone's done their turns, so great. I've got a really easy rack. I'm ahead by a lot, so there's not really much strategically to think about. I just want to play. I just want to be able to play this. So the juiciest spot on the board is here, double with the Y. Now I'm not really sure of any words that have the Y and go with these letters. I cannot think of any. In fact, you might be hard pressed to find any kind of words that do actually go there. So you can pause the video if you want to think about it. I'm just going to go ahead and play what I would play, which is the plural of cloaca. There may have been a very obscure word through here, but at this stage I'm not really bothered. I would be interested to know how many. I'm going to open Ziziva. I'm going to have a look at how many words there were that actually go with that combination. CEO blank blank. So about 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about 6. A few that started with the C. Looking at that list, you know what? Looking at that list, it looks like that was as good as you could get. You couldn't actually score any more in this spot. Now the reason being is that you needed to get get a C on this spot and maybe so the C on this spot, a non-blank on this spot, and a non-blank here for it all to work together. C's in that spot there were very few. Starting with the C, they all they all didn't work in that way. All right. There was almost this AWK, AWK, and then oat cake. That would have been nice, but didn't quite work that way. All right, let's put that away. Go on to the next game. So I'm having a good run in this game. Yeah, it happens. Okay. No. Okay. I think you can have a butching. Yeah. So I might play butching if I can't think of any bonuses, which is probably going to be the case. Intaglio ligation. Okay, so there's I found a bonus. Intaglio ligation taglioni is the thing with the L, and I found one. I had the C. I'm not sure if there is anything with the C. Through the D, I know iodating. As for others, not sure. Of course, I'd like to play in either of these two spots because it scores more. I'd also like to play where I don't open the triple or open this really juicy spot here, but sometimes you just have to play out. So I'll have a word Heinies next turn, which should score a lot if my opponent doesn't take the spot. Excuse me. Now, it might help if I spelt it right, wouldn't it? Yeah. Are we interested in seeing what else I could have played with that? Let's have a look. Okay. Well, I talked about intaglio, ligation, taglioni. Rigatoni was one I didn't consider, but there's no R on the board at all. Opiating, no P on the board. Iodating, no D to play through. Yeah, so that was that's always good to it's always good to check those things just in case you're missing out on something. Alright, I'll go to the game we myself and Philip just finished at the end of this video. So I'll just go through that because it's an interesting turn of event, very high scoring game, and you'll see that yes, it is possible. If I was to look at my high scoring game already, you see 717. I probably have a screenshot of that somewhere. Okay, how do I get there? Okay, all right. So he started. So he finished the last game. So we'll start this one. Pike is coming to mind. I'm reminded of this word, but I don't have a H. That's a good one if you've got a lot of crappy consonants together. If I had a U, I'd have Spruict for an 8. And I'm going to assume that's fantasy. Of course, that's fantasy. And I'll check it because I know people are thinking of it. Yeah. Piker, Pikes. I think Pike's going to be the best. I can't think of anything with the K that doesn't, without using the S. I wouldn't use the S in any situation here. Ideally, I would keep the S and a vowel, but that's not possible. If I thought of a 6 with just these 4, that would be good. Now, some people don't like putting vowels here, and they'll score less. And hey, if I was going to do that, that would be, if I wanted to do a setup, I would actually play it so there were more vowels. I would play it so I could use my S, but it's a very dangerous play, and I don't believe it's worth sacrificing so many points for. Escargot, cigarettes through here. There's probably a few things. So the words that I talked about, escargot and cigarette. They'll be the easiest ones. There might be something as a double, so we'll look at that. In terms of using this, not sure about using the S there. Let's go on to the next game. Still looking for an O. I've had a few, obviously, but not the play that gets the spot. Euglena, not quite. Allnage, need an A. Can I use this X? Okay. I'm not sure if there's a unagile. I'm not sure if there's a word I can actually play. Might be hard pressed to find a word I can play. So in this case, well, what do you do? Like GU is not a bad. It's not terrible. If I can use this AX spot, it's probably better. It's probably better just to play off the UG, but Anguiped, not quite. Ealing. Yeah, a lot of... Okay, so I got away cheaply there. My opponent just should have played XI. I don't know why they wouldn't have done that. Oh well. There's Gouache. Yeah, I need an O for that. You know, I might just play UG. Yeah. Very sad face. Let's have a look if I missed anything. Oops. Yeah. Well, when am I going to play that? Lingue doesn't quite work. Through P. Nothing through P. Nothing through T. Why is it taking so long? Okay. Oh goodness. Alright, while it's thinking about that, there we go. There we go. No. So, was it through an N or a G? Oh, bugger. Alright, so I did miss a word. And I should have known it. Ungenial through here, just didn't look long enough. Silly. I was still ahead. I was playing... Still playing to win, but yeah, that's... You got to consider this. It's a hard word to spot that's actually on your rack if you don't know that set of letters. So, oh well. Going on to the next move. Head by a lot. Livelier. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm looking for a spot here. So elative would be correct if I could play it. I've got a feeling there's a word there. Vitelli. Okay, there we go. I'm curious to look it up. Let's have a quick look. Was there anything else? 2. Villain. And I wasn't able to play that. All through the E. Veil, like, lively. Yeah. That's, so villain. I think this is a better spot because it's more volatile. It's easier for your opponent to use here than over here. Villain and Vitelli. No, not quite. So like there wasn't this awesome play where it like double the points, but even Villain you couldn't actually play it. So this might have been the only bonus on the board. So yeah, happy with that. Right, now I promised to show you the 600 game. So if you'd watched the previous videos, you'd know this one. So let's just view the board and just go to the top. So you can see, you know, it's not like I had great letters at the front, and I think you can go through all these videos and you actually see every play. You know, 14, 14, 20. That was the great start, but fortunately my opponent obviously didn't have great letters either. So they were balancing, I was balancing, and I hit my bonuses and they didn't. And I think that's how basically the game came along. So we end up playing Ditones, which has stonied as an anagram, but you wouldn't want to play it because it's got an A hook. I remember there was some controversy whether I play off the CO, just playing this, opening it up for my opponent, but because it was quite a close board at that point. But then, you know, I picked this. I think my opponent was maybe desperately trying to open so they had things to play through, which probably means they had at least one of the blanks before. They just couldn't think of any words, because this play, they're really nice letters. So unless he actually had, like, you know, another O, I don't know what he would have had to throw these letters out. And then, you know, pick two bonuses in a row and you're 140 points ahead, but the game didn't end there. Keep balancing, able to play. So where did we play Lou? Here. I remember not wanting to play here because it was quite a dangerous play, but I ended up leaving, you know, RITE or something along those lines. So I end up with this rack Serati Tarsia. There's probably a few more artsier, those kind of things. Very easy play. And then my opponent gifts me with, you know, a 100-point spot and unable to triple. And then I just for the end game. I think I had a couple of vowels. So these were my only vowels, but it was such a great score. I wanted to score with the Z, and then I picked the X, and I thought my opponent would pick the X. Now, if they had the X, they could have played Brux here, and that would have been 16. That would have been 63, so that would have swung the game score two different ways. So they would have got another 40, and I wouldn't have got 40, and I probably wouldn't have got 600 that way. But all in all, you can see it was quite a big game. It's not like they played badly, they probably just didn't hit their bonuses. And as I said in the original video, this is a great word. I don't know if I would have found it myself. So, yeah, 600s are possible, and as you can see, 700s are also possible, but they're very far and few between. I think the number of 700s I've had is 4. I think it's 4, and one of them was against a very low-rated player, so... but Philip's a very high-rated player in the Eastern States, so this, yeah. And I think this is the second time I've scored 600 against him, so, or 700. Might have scored 700 once. Alright, I'm carrying on a bit. Thanks for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.